The simplest questions seem to have the most important answers. What are the simplest questions we can ask? Maybe one of the simplest questions that any being can ask is, who am I? Who am I? This question, in the most logical sense, should have been the basis of our understanding, isn't it? I mean, we're looking at it very objectively. It is very clear that first we must understand who we are before we would like to understand anything else. First, this self understanding must be there. But somehow, in this upside down world, this question seems to have become like the final frontier, where only the most accomplished seekers, quote unquote, the most accomplished seekers seem to be engaged with this question. But isn't that completely upside down? How can it be that so many beings just go through entire lifetimes after lifetimes without ever really questioning, who am I? Why does it happen like this? It happens only because there is a hypnosis of the mind. The hypnosis of the mind resists this question with all its might. All kinds of resistance will come, which will say all kinds of nonsense. It will say, what will I get? First, tell me what I will get if I were to ask this question. It will say, nobody can find this answer. Without even looking, it will use some half knowledge, half baked knowledge to resist the question. Because in this question itself is the entire unraveling of of this delusion of separation, of the delusion of ego, of the delusion that I am a separate entity, a separate person. In this one simple question, the entire delusion can be dissolved. And yet, we are constantly catering to an I. We are constantly catering to an I. But we never want to ask, who am I? All that we do is for me. The ego's mantra is, what's in it for me? All that we do is for me. Yet we never want to find out, who is this me? And even if we ask, then we settle for some peanuts without even seriously looking. The question is, who am I? We said that the simplest question, this simplest question has the power to dissolve the entire delusion. And all that we do is catering to this idea of a me. And we said the ego's mantra is what's in it for me. And it doesn't even settle for what's in it for me. It also says me alone, me special, me but not you. This is separation in its strongest form. What's in it for me and me first. And it's very simple to see this behavior of the mind, isn't it? All you have to do, at least in India, all you have to do is get in your car and get on the roads. Everybody wants to get there first. And if someone comes in our way, we don't know anything about their circumstances. Maybe they are truly in an urgent situation. But that one becomes an object of our rage, an object of our anger. Because the me wanted to get there first. The me doesn't want to be slowed down. The me does not trust that all is happening only through the will of God. But we refuse to ask, who is this me?